So our problem was that we have to take care about the lower cases as well. Let's suppose the user enter this Python on the lower case or uppercase, but if there is Python, that doesn't matter the searching element is into the uppercase or the lower case, that doesn't matter, but we have to match the characters. So for that particular problem statement, you can do L dot this, you can implement this part, okay, lower. So what I am doing when I am taking the data, so do one more thing. Rather than to take the static value, what I am doing, I am asking from user enter any string, okay, any string, okay, and in the searching item I am asking from user please enter whatever you want to search. Both of that I am converting into the lower case, okay, both of I am converting into the lower case. Now understand it, if I run this, your problem will be sorted out. Py dot your py dot, the name of the function is text finder, okay. Now enter anything. I love Python, okay, this time Python in small, okay, and this time the complete Python is into the capital, okay. So what exactly happening when I press enter, automatically this become entire string into the lower case, okay, this all string become into the lower case. That is the one approach, and this is the fruitful approach for the searching. You can use this kind of scenario. Okay, now what you want to find, now this time I am typing Python and I will get 3 Python over there on this position, on this position, on this position, but I am entering now, observe carefully, I am entering this Python, I am entering this Python into the small one. In the previous case that we observe it work only for this one. If I take the previous code, it work only for this Python. It will give the index of this Python rather than to these Python. But in this case, it will give you the 3 Pythons. Okay, the starting index of all these 3 Pythons. Now your code is perfectly fine. Now what exactly happening? I took a data into this format, but my lower function automatically converted into the lower case. And again, what I am asking from user, whatever I am asking from user, okay, and I am again converting it into the lower case. So both of these string now become the lower case. It doesn't matter the string is into the uppercase or into the lower case. Now the entire string become into the lower case, and again we know this logic very well. This logic is just to match it and break the loop. So this work fine for the same statement. It will work very much fine for the same. And yeah, no problem, it will work fine. I'm showing you the same scenario. Now this time I am typing into the uppercase Python. Now you can check again, you are getting the output, because now this time it's matching character to character. If the Python complete character is there, complete word is there, then it is give you the output. So it doesn't matter. Now if I print both of the statements, okay, I am printing both of the statements. Let me print this, print this text, okay, and then print search. Okay, so and I am searching, okay, no need to do anything, just for differentiate these two I am using this, nothing else. So it will automatically highlight with this equal to signs. So now you can check. Okay, I am writing this thing, okay, and I am finding this Python. Now you can check, I write this one, but exactly what happened, this converted into the lower case. I write this one, this again converted into the lower case. Okay, now case number 2, again I am showing you, I am writing the same one, and this time the searching is I am typing into the capital one. So you can check, the capital one becomes small, and this this one, there are capital letter, the small characters, this converted into the lower one. So this is the way by which you can confirm it. Now you can make it more more advanced advanced one. So how you can make it more advanced? Let's suppose you ask from the user, you want to match character or you want to find the exact scenario. The exact scenario mean the Python, it will give only one Python. Okay, both options are available into the smart control F statements. So Here you can ask from the user, okay user, what you want? You want to find the entire, the same characters, and uppercase and the lowercase where doesn't matter. In the second option, you can ask from user, okay, what you want to do. After press this enter, what you can do, you can ask from the user, okay, you want to search, very good, but what you want to search? You want to match the characters, or you want to take care about the upper cases and the lower cases. So now I think the picture is more clear, but I am trying to say you. No, it's no. The original value, yes, this time, yeah, because I am assigning everything turn into the lowercase. But my task is that I have to just find it out, no, nothing else. So that doesn't matter into this scenario. What you can do again? So you can do it. You can take a rather than to this text, reassigning to this text. What you can do? Okay, Control X. I am taking dummy underscore text. Okay, is equal to text dot lower. I am doing it. Now it will not convert it. Now where I am using the text, there I have to use this, the dummy text. Here you have to pass this dummy text. That's it. And no. The original data is, into this format, into the whatever format that user enter, original data into that format. I am just taking this data into another variable where I am converting it into the lowercase. Now observe this scenario. I am reassigning it, but here the data is this one. When I print this text, now you will check the output. The data would be into the same format, whatever format that you use at the time of entering the data. That's why I'm giving you one more assignment. In this assignment, that you have to ask from the user. What you want to do. You can ask from the user what you want to do. So I am also converting this Python. Into the lowercase. I think you didn't get. Yes, you can check it out. I am converting it into lowercase. So, anyone having any doubt, please let me know. Yeah, please. Now it doesn't concern with the logic. It is just for differentiate the things. Now when I use this, it will look better. You can use this equal to sign. No problem at all. Okay. There are two things. Yeah. Yes. Input text. Now it will now observe the scenario. Okay. I because you have doubt. Last time you also asked this question. Okay. You are entering username. Okay. And let's suppose this box is exactly attached with this one. Now it looks better? No. When the same thing represent into the appropriate manner. Okay, I am using this colon and I am using this tab. Now it looks much better. This is just display the information on the screen. It look better rather than to this one. Here the everything is congested. Now imagine it. Let's suppose username. I am not giving the box. Okay, your cursor is blinking over here. Now you enter the username. Let's suppose Mohammed. Okay, now it will look something like this, but in this case when I use this colon, now you can imagine it, username colon colon, now it automatically differentiate. Okay, this one is the username, the information message, and this one is the username, that is the Muhammad. Now here the complete string look like your username, so this is the better approach. So that's why I normally use these colons, or you can use equal to sign, or you can use hash, whatever you feel comfortable you can use. So this part, yeah, that doesn't matter, put 7, put 100, put 1000, that you, okay, you understand it. Here I put 4, here I put 4, it look more better, it look more, you know, beautiful. So these, whatever inside these codes, keep this point into mind, whatever inside this code that doesn't concern with your logic, that is just the information method. Okay, the information that you want to display to the user. So this is only for the information. There is none of the concern with your logic. Okay, the main logic is this one that you have to take care. But here this is for the information, and the things look more better when I use this kind of things. So try to impart these things because it feel you know, the professionalism. And rather than to take the dummy variable, I normally take X, I normally take Y, you are supposed to take the variable name as relevant to your problem statement. Try to make them just like this one, dummy text. Okay, writing with, you know, with underscore. Okay, here I use search, very good. You also use search, automatically identify this variable. Okay, this is for the searching element, and this text automatically, you know, identifiable. Okay, this is the text. I can normally use S for saving the time. Okay, S, T, Y. You can take try to take the relevant names. Okay, that will make more sense, and your, you know, the practice would be as per the industry standards. Try to use the underscore, because when you are sitting into the industry, the variable names are very large name. Okay, so take care these points. Start trying with long names, long variable names. Okay, so the next one is your next topic, that is called list. So we are taking care, now we are entering into the list. Earlier we learned if in great detail, for in great detail, nested for in great detail, while in great detail, string in great detail. We learn all these basics of, you know, the programming. Now we are moving to one step ahead, that is the list. Now we are you know, elaborating the list in great detail, what exactly inside the list and what we can do with the list, what are the various methods that are associated with the list. Okay, very simple. We know the representation of the list is this one. Okay, we know it very well. This, when I use these braces, it will be considered as a list. Now the list will take the heterogeneous data. Okay, the meaning of the heterogeneous mean that data can be any of the type. The string, int, float, whatever you want to enter, you can enter the data. And we know it very well, the positive indexing. This is just quick refresh of your list. This is the positive indexing, and this one is the negative indexing. Okay, this one is the negative indexing for the same. So we can do the slicing, and we can do the indexing. Why so? Because this is the the continuous memory location indexing in the 0th. Okay, just like this one, in your street, the house number 0. Okay, immediate after house number 0 there is house number 1, after house number 2, 3, 4, 5. If I start counting from here, automatically I know this place is reserved for the 0, and this place is reserved for 1, this place is reserved for house number 2, this place is reserved for house number 3. And you can easily, you know, you can easily tell someone, explain someone, okay, when you are standing onto this point, you have to just take a 3 step and you will get the find the house of your concerned person. So that's why, because it's a consecutive memory location into the same memory location. So that's why we are able to do the slicing and the indexing into the list and into the tuple. Okay, now back to the main point. So I want to do the slicing for the same. I know very well, L of 0 I will get 10, L of 4 I will get RAM. Okay, and L of -1, that you will get 80.6. okay, and then you are supposed to perform 2 colon, that's it. Now you will get the complete data after this second index, that is 30, 40 RAM 80.6, something like this. Okay, so these are the very common operation that we done earlier so many times. Now the next one is again I am explaining the same concept that we already discussed into the string case. Iterate the items. Iterate the item of this list. Very simple process. Iterating the item of a list. There are two ways. There are two ways that I am showing you. The one is the the little easy method, and the second one is that method is also easy, but that is a little lengthy method. You can say the little lengthy method. Okay, for example, I want to iterate these items. Now I am taking the small values 10, 20, 30. Okay, I am taking just these values. Now this one is my list. I want to iterate it. Iterate mean I want to process each and every element, and I want to multiply each and every element by 2. That's mean I need a output on screen 20 into 2, 40 and 60. I need this output. For the same, there are two way. One is the normal way, because this is the iterable object. You can simply do it for I in L. Very simple. Now in the first iteration, I contain 10. What you have to do? You have to just print I multiply by 2. Okay, this is the one way. In the second iteration, what is happening over here? In the first iteration, I value become 10, and what operation that you are performing? I into 2. Okay, that's mean on the screen what output you will get? 20. And in the next iteration, I value become 20. Okay, and what operation that you are performing? 20 into 2, that is the 40. In the next iteration, I become 30. 30 into 2, 60. You will get this output. This is the one way. And the second way, the same thing can be done with the len method. Len method. Okay, we already discussed in n number of times the len method. So len always return you from the start counting from the 1. By default, the indexing is on 0, but if I start counting with the help of this len, then the counting will always start from the 1. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so how many elements are over there? There are 3 elements, but the index of 0, 1 and 2. Keep this point into mind, because this is the important one, and I know you guys know this point very well. Same into the case of the list, same into the case of the tuple, and the same case into the case of your string. So with the help of len method, very simple. For I in range of len of this L. Okay, and when I print simple I, now what will happen? Here the length of L is 3. I value in the first iteration becomes 0. I value become into the second iteration 1. I value become into the third iteration 2. So output would be 0, 1, 2. Okay, I am just printing, I am just printing the values. I am just printing the value of this for loop, nothing else. But what exactly I want? I want this 20, 40 and 60. For the same, what I have to do? Very simple. Here you have to take the advantage of the slicing and the indexing. So for the same, I am doing print of L of I and multiply by 2. Now the same output you will get, that is 20, 40 and 60. Now what exactly happening over here? The starting value L I is 0, that's mean L of 0. L of 0 we know it, that's 10. And what operation that I am performing? I am performing the operation of the multiplication. 10 multiplied by 2, that is the 20. Okay, then L of 1, that is your the 20, and after that you are performing the operation 20 into 2, that is the 40, and L of 2, that is 30. You are performing the operation 30 into 2, that is the 60. These are the two ways. Whatever way, sometime we have to perform this way, and the sometime that we have to perform this way. It's totally depend upon the choice to choice and problem statement to problem statement. Okay, in our last video we observe it when we perform this. Okay, when we we perform this problem statement, at that time that we use the len method. At that time we use the len method. So again, this is the very quick refreshing whatever we done into the last time with the list and the basics of the list. This one is now very simple problem. I am taking one more problem, and we already discussed into the previous videos as well. 10, 20, 30, that I have to sum all the values. The sum all the values, I know I already discussed why this kind of problems we are happening into the real time scenarios. That's mean you are doing the shopping with me, and your first product rate is 10 rupees, and the second one is 20, and the third one is 30. And at the final that I have to print your bill. total bill. So total bill is 60 rupees. So I have to perform this logic, sum of all the element of this list. I am taking s is equal to 0, very simple, for I in L, and then what you have to do, you have to simple s is equal to s plus I, and that's it. You have to print s. Now this is the the concept of the cumulative sum we already discussed. And again same thing that I am performing with with the len method. So with the len method, what you can do, let's suppose this one is the value, and the same output that you want to achieve with the len method, s is equal to 0 for I in range of len of L, okay, and this time s is equal to s plus this L of I. Very simple. This is the one way. Okay, this is the one way, this is the second way. In the both of the cases that you will get the same output, the sum of all the element of an list or array. So this one is very basics about the list. The next one is the method which are associated with the list. Okay, so we know if you want to generate the list, the split is there. Let's suppose this one is the value, okay, 10, then your comma 20, then your comma 30. Okay, this one is the string that I want to convert into the list. For converting it into the list is very simple. What you can do, simple, very simple, y is equal to s dot split via comma. As we know, the meaning of the split is to break down, but on what condition that I want to break out this string, whenever this string contains this comma, at same point that you have to break it, and the split always return the data in the form of the list. Now when I print this y, then what output I will get? I will get the output something like this, 10, 20, 30. Okay, I will get this output. So this is the one way to convert your string into the list. And let's suppose there is string. Let's suppose there is string. The string contain my name, and I want to convert into the list. Very simple. List of s. Now what output you will get? Y will become. It will automatically break character by character. Okay, when I do the typecasting, I am doing the typecasting. I am converting it into the list. When I converting the string into the list, this concept is called typecasting, and this concept is called splitting. Okay, for this, now this time your list will become, the first element become n, and the second become I, and the third become t, again I, again n. Okay, so it will become something like this. With the help of this concept is called typecasting, that I am converting this string into the list, as same that we did n number of time, this into int. So same, apart from this int, I am converting it into the list. So this can be happen. If I do the same thing over here, then what will be happen? The list 1 and 0. Okay, so this is the way. Now the next one is the methods which are associated with the list. The various method by which you can processing on the list, that the exactly same that method we already know what exactly meaning of the method. In the string of the case, we see n number of methods, something like split, join, find. Okay, now what are the method which are associated with this list? Now understand that. Okay, first we understand the function. Okay, then we will move to the list. The same, very simple. The first is the function that is associated with the list. The len already discussed. Okay, the len already discussed. It will return you the length, and the length of this one is 3. Now the next is count. Okay, count automatically specify count. The meaning of the count, it's automatically specify. The count mean to counting the object. Okay, very simple. Now how I can use this count? For example, this one is my list. 1 1 1 2 2 2 3 4 1. Okay, now I want to count how many ones are there. Okay, how many ones are there? N dot count of 1. That's it, simple. Now what output I will get? I will get 1 2 3 4. There are 4 n's. Okay, now n dot count of 2. How many? There are only 2 2's. Okay, I want to count n dot count of 4. Then what? You will get 1. So this is the count method which is used to count the object inside your list. Inside. Yeah, sorry, please. Sir, this one is sign for, for your tuple. So when we use the function or when we use the methods, keep this point into the mind. At that time you have to use this symbol. We already discussed in a number of times. Yeah. Let's suppose this join method that we already discussed, the find method we already discussed, okay, and your starts with method we already discussed, ends with method we already discussed, and at that time split method we already discussed. At that time you have, when you are talking about the functions, keep this point, any of the programming language, when you are talking about function, then the representation of function is something like this, always with the parenthesis. Okay, so here is again parenthesis. So I am using the count function. Okay, I am using the count function which is associated with the list, that I want to count how many the values are there. I am giving my specific value and I am finding out, I am trying to count out. Very simple predefined method that is available inside the Python. Okay, the next one is index. Name automatically specify the index. Now I want to check it out. The index of a index of a particular value, 10, 20, 30. Okay, so I want to check out the index of 20. So n dot index of 20. Now what is the index of 20? We know very well. The index of 20 is 1. So count will give you the counting and the index will give you the index. Okay, index. The what exactly the index. Now let's suppose you want to find it out, n dot index of 100. Now 100 is not there. The 100 is not there inside this. So what you will get? You will get the value error. Okay, you will get the value error because I am looking for the index of 100, but in my list there is no 100. So that's mean it give you the the value error. Same index in the last case when we discuss in the case of the in the case of a string, the same thing. Index is returning you the error whenever the element is not present over there, and the find method give you the -1. The exactly same, the index. Now this time this index is implementing with your list. At that time the index is implementing with this string. So index, whenever the value is not there, then it will give you the error message that value is not available. Let me check if there is find method or not. I suppose there is no find method that is associated with this list. Let me check. I don't know whatever the method is available or not. So let's suppose this is the 10, 20, 30. Okay, and I am using l.find. No, find is not there. Okay, find is not there. The find method is not there. So there is method. The method name is called index. Let's suppose now index I want to check out the 10. Okay, the index I want to check out the 10. Now you will get the 0 index. Now I want to check the index of 30. Now you will get 2. Okay, now I want to check out the index of 300. Now you will get the error. Okay, the value error, because 300 is not available into the list. Okay, so next one, the method name is called append. We already discussed append in previous videos. This one is a list, existing list, 10, 20, 30. Okay, now what you want to do? You want to append. Now keep this point into mind. I repeat this point n number of times. Append inside computer science, always end of the file. Now when I use the append, automatically data will be added into the end of the concern object. Now this time I am talking about this list. Sometime I will talking about files when we move ahead to our course. Then there would be the file, and also I will use this append there. So meaning of append is always same inside the computer science. Okay, now l.append of let's suppose you want to append 5,000. Okay, now this 5,000 is appended into the end of the list. Now your list become this one. Why this append method is there? Because this is the concept of the immutable, and the mutable objects are changeable. Now it 5,000 appended into your list. Okay, keep this point into mind. Append mean always end of the list. Let's suppose the list is empty. Now your starting is here, end is here. So l.append of let's suppose 50. Now this 50 has been added. In the next step, again you append something, append of 60. Now this 60 is appending over here. So keep this point into the mind. Okay, this one is the append method. So let's discuss a very simple and small program for the same. Let's suppose this is my empty list, and I want to append the even number inside this list. Okay, for I in a range of 10 to, let's suppose, 20. Okay, I want to add the even number that is between 10 to 20 inside this list. So very simple, L dot append of what I want to append, I modulation of 2 double equals to 0. Okay, rather than to represent the if condition, you can simply use it. So this would, I think this will not work fine. It will not work fine. Okay, so for the same you have to design a complete logic. If your I modulation of 2 double equals to 0, okay, then L dot append of I. If this condition is satisfied, then you have to append. Okay, so this is the perfect logic to add the the even number inside this existing list. Now the first case, the 10 is there. Okay, 10 modulation 2 double equals to 0. Yes, condition satisfied. That's mean add 10. Now in the second case, the I become value 11. Now 11, this condition is not satisfied. Do not do anything. Now the 12 condition satisfied. 13, the condition is not satisfied. Then add 14 and so on. Always end of the file with the help of append. Okay, now the next one is insert. Now what is the meaning of the insert? Append. The question, I think Vikas sir asked this question into last session. Now the answer of your question is this one. Append mean at the end of the file. Insert mean at specific position. Okay, at specific index value. Now observe this scenario. This one L2030. Okay, now this one is 0 index, 1 index and 2 index. If I use the append, I use this term, that is append of 500. Now this 500 is appended end of the list, but I don't want to add into the end of the list. I want somewhere in between this list. So for the same, what method that you have to use, that method name is called insert. Okay, the method that you have to use, that name is called insert. Now how I will use it? L dot insert. On what position that you want to add? Insert. This one is the position where I want to insert. So what is the index of same? 1. And what value you want to add? Let's suppose 888. Now this 88 has been updated over this index. Now if I print L, what I will get? I will get 10, 8, 8, 8, 20, 30. Okay, now with the help of insert, what you can do, you can insert an element on specific position. My position is index number 1. Okay, I am saying here I want to insert this element on position number 1. So position number 1, the element is added into the position number 1, and whatever element on the position number 1, that is move ahead. Okay, on one index. So this is the difference between append and insert. Insert, if you want to insert this specific element on specific specific index, but append, it will always add the element end of the list or end of the data. So this one is the insert. Now the next one is extend. Name specify itself. Extend, that I am extending something. Okay, automatically name specify itself. Let's suppose order 1. Okay, order 1 is your chicken, mutton, okay, and fish. Okay, this is your order 1. And now the order 2, ORD2. Okay, order 2, this is second list, which contain RC, okay, which contain KF, and which contain your FO. Okay, now what you want to do? You want to extend this one. Okay, order 1 with order 2. That is your problem statement, that you want to extend order 1 with order 2. For the same, very simple, order 1 dot extend. Okay, extend is a function or method, and what you want to extend? Order 2. Now what will happen? When I print order 1, okay, when I print order 1, now what will happen? Your output is something like this: chicken, mutton, fish, okay, RC, okay, KF, and your FO. Now your list 1 is extended with the list 2. This is the concept of the extend. Okay, if I do order 2 dot extend order 1, then what will happen? Your order 2 will extend it with order 1. So in that case you will get RC, KF, FO, C, M and F. Okay, now any doubt? Someone is asking something. Yeah, extend mean extending. Yes, joining. You can consider something like this, joining. Okay. Now the next one is your insert, extend. Okay, remove. Name specify itself that I want to remove something. Okay, we can use this function to remove specific item from the list. Specific item from the list. Okay, if the item is not present, then what will happen? It will give you the I think the error message. Okay, it will give you the error message. Let me confirm it. First we understand what exactly meaning of the remove. So let's suppose this one is the list 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, now you want to remove this 40. For the same, what you have to do? L dot remove of 40. Very simple. Now this 40 has been removed. The 40 has been removed from the list. Now let's suppose L dot remove. You want to remove something, let's suppose 500, and this 500 is not available. At that time you will get the error message. Okay, let me show you practical, that will make more sense. L is equal to 10, 20, 30. Okay, and I want to remove of L dot remove of, let's suppose this 20. Now print L, automatically you check out that 20 has been removed. Okay, this time again I am assigning a new list, and 30 many times. Now I want to remove 30. Now what will happen? Let's check it out. Okay, the first 30 is removed. Okay, it didn't remove all the the 30 values. It removed only first occurrence 30. First, keep this point into mind. It removed only first occurrence. If let's suppose he starts searching from this, and when he found the item, then it removed this one. It didn't touch these points. Okay, keep this point into mind. That's why I show you this case. So it will remove only first occurrence object. Now I want to remove something that is not available inside the list. Let's suppose this 3000. Okay, whatever, this 3000, and 3000 is not available into the list. Now you will get the error message. The X is not find into the list. X, it's considering it X. Okay, so this is not find into the list. That's why it is giving you the error message. So keep this point into the mind. Whenever you are try to remove something that is not available into the list, then you will get the error message. Okay, that is the error name is called value error. Sometime this question can be occur inside the interview room, or might be, okay, I got this question into the Microsoft examination. They give me scenario something like this, and they ask me what type of error will be occur at that point. So this error is a value error. Okay, that's mean that I didn't find out the value, whatever value that I want to be removed. So keep this point into mind. And second point, inside this remove, it will remove the first occurrence only. Okay, if there are multiple 30s, it remove only the first occurrence. It will never touch these 2 points. So keep this point into mind. Okay, and second one was the extend. Okay, let me show you the practical for the extend 10, 20, 30. Okay, and the list 2 is this one, chicken, okay, mutton, and your fish. Now these are 2 lists. Now I want to extend L with whom? L2. Okay, with L2. Now I print L. Now you can check it out. 10, 20, 30, chicken, mutton and fish is inserted at the end of the list. Okay, so this concept is called extend, and this concept is called remove. Now there is one more function. That function name is called pop. Okay, the function name is called pop. So how pop exactly works? The pop is always remove the last item of the list. For example, this one is the list 10, 20, 30, 40, okay, and 50. I simply use this pop of empty pop, that's it. I use this pop. Now it will automatically remove the last item. Okay, again I run the pop. Now again it will remove the last item. Again pop. Okay, now these two items has been removed for the list. The last one is this one. Okay, again pop. This item has been removed from the list. This one is removed. Okay, again pop. Okay, now this one is the first element and the last element automatically removed. Okay, now again I run the pop. Now again I run the pop. Now what will happen? In this case you will get the error message. Why so? Pop will generate the error message when the list is empty and you are trying to remove the last item from the list. Then how it is possible? Okay, then how it is possible? There is empty list and I want to try. I try to remove the empty, the last item from the empty list. So it is not feasible. So that's why at this situation you will get the error message. So let me show you this. Okay, let me show you this. Let's suppose this one is the list 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, now first time I run this pop. Now what will happen? It return me that's 40 has been removed. It return me the 40 has been removed. Okay, one more time I removed it. Okay, now you can check it out. The 30 has been removed. If I check out the list, 10 and 20 are left. Again I run the pop. It return 20. Again I run the pop. Now it's 20. It's 10. Now you can check it out. The list is empty. Now again when I run this pop, now you will get the index error, because I am trying to convert. I am trying to delete the list which is not available. Okay, I think now the picture is clear. Now what exactly the pop is work? Okay, so let me try one more case. Is it work over here or not? No. Okay, so you are not supposed to pass the item. Okay, you are not supposed to pass the item. If you want to remove the item, then you have to take the advantage of the remove. Okay, you want to remove 10, so at that time that you have to use the method. That method name is called remove. So keep this point into mind. If you try to do over here, then index error. Okay, now if I want to remove the index, now keep this point into mind. If I want to remove the 0 index, then it will work fine. Okay, then it will work fine. Now I am repeating the all points. Remove basically used when you want to remove the item. Okay, this one deal with the item. That item I want to remove. That's mean I want to remove 10. Okay, now pop can use with two ways. The one empty pop. The empty pop mean it will remove the last item. It will remove how many times you will call. It will start removing last. It will give you the error. On what cases it will give you the error? When the list is empty and you are trying to remove the item. Okay, in the case of remove, when you will get the error? When you are trying to remove a such element which is not available into the list. For example, I want to remove 100, but 100 is not there. Then it will give you the error. So keep this point into mind. Now second case, again I can use the remove l.pop. Okay, now this time here I didn't pass anything, but here now I'm passing the index number. Okay, now I'm passing the index number. So let's suppose l.pop of index of 1. So index of 1 is 20, then that's mean it will be removed out. Let's suppose you pass the pop of index of 50. Now 50 index is not available. The 50 index is not available. The maximum index is 0, 1, 2, 3 and you are trying for the 50 index that is not available. Then it will give you the error message. So this is the difference between remove and pop. Okay, so you can use remove and pop according to your requirement. Whatever your requirement, you can proceed with that. So I think the picture is more clear now. Now the next one is your please. Two times.
ये मम्मी के लैपटॉप है आपका?
Okay, write the complete logic, okay, without error.
ये मम्मी को चाहिए मेरा वो बनाना है, मम्मी को चाहिए,
Okay, I'm
मम्मी को चाहिए मेरा बनाना है, वो मेरा वो बनाना है ना।
okay. Now
मैं आपको
I am writing the complete logic because there would be error. Okay, now understand it. Let's okay, that's why I understand your point. Let me write a complete program for the same. So this one is a program. Okay, great. So let's suppose this one is the list 10, 20, 30. Okay, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30 and 30. N number of time 30. Okay. What do you want to remove? You want to remove y. So if I do it, L dot remove of, let's suppose this 30. Okay, the 30 has been removed one time. Again you have to run this 2 times. If you want to remove, if you want to remove 2 30s, okay, if you want to remove 2 30s, then you have to perform for 2 times. But now understand this scenario. How I came to know how many 30s are there? Okay, how many 30s are there? So for the same, yes, you can use count. Very good. You can use count. So you can use count. And for the same, what you can do, very simple logic. First I am counting it. I am asking from user. Okay, I am asking from user. Let's suppose I am asking from user what you want to, you know, n is equal to int of input of what you want to remove. Okay, I ask from the user. Now I don't know how many times this value is occur over there. Okay, so make it more, you know, more generic. Okay, now I will write a complete generic code for the same. Now understand it, what you want to remove. Okay, so after that you are asking from user. Again you are asking for one you know, the message from the user. Let's suppose the m I am taking the m variable input. Okay, press 0 if you want to remove only one. Okay, or 1 if you want to remove all. Okay, so I am asking from user, you want to remove only one existing or the n number of. Okay, n number of mean how many time is there. Now I am converting it into the int, so I will ask from the user 0 or 1. Okay, Mohammed, this time I am taking this. Okay, this, don't confuse again. Again here I am using this. Okay, so I ask from the user. Now next step is c is equal to L dot count of n. Now I counted out how many n's are there. Okay, now if the m double equals to 0, let's suppose user want to remove only one item. Okay, only one item. So what I have to do, again inside if I am performing one more if okay, whatever user want to remove, that should be inside L. If n in L, then what you have to do, L dot remove of you know, this one, whatever item that you want to remove. Okay, else okay, alif, again I am taking alif m double equals to 1 if person added 1. So for the same, for count I know I, for r in or I in I in range of your C. Okay, range of your C. Then you have to perform this thing for that much time. Remove of n. Okay, else item is not there. Print item not there. Whatever you want to remove, that is not available. Okay, here you have to just print a message. Print removed all. Here print remove one only. Okay, so now how many time are 30 are there? 1 2 3 4 5. So it will execute 5 times. It will execute 5 times. Okay, so first I counted all the the occurrence of this. Occurrence of this is 1 2 3 4 5, and again I call this function for 5 times. Now understand it. File save as. I used to save as. Now the function name is remove all dot py. So for the same executed py space remove all dot py. Okay, now what do you want to remove? The 30 I want to remove, so enter 30. Now press 0 if you want to remove only one, or 1 if you want to remove all. I want to remove all. Removed all. Okay, after that we have to print. Okay, so for the same print data. So simple, you just print the data L. Okay, and print after processing. Okay, again I am print L. Now you can understand better. Now this time, okay, what you want to remove? So prior to this, the data should be display to the user. Now user will decide, okay, what I want to be this remove. So understand it. This is my data. Okay, 10 20 30 30 30. What do you want to remove? I want to remove 30. Okay, press 0 if you want to remove all. Okay, sorry, press 0 if you want to remove only one. Okay, I forgot to enter only one, or 1 if you want to remove all. So this time I am removing only one. So now you can check. Remove only one. Okay, one only, and after processing 1 2 3 4. How many are there? 1 2 3 4 5. Now you can check it out. There are 5 ones, but I only remove one. Okay, now this one again I am taking second case. What do you want to remove? 30. So how many want to remove? All. Press 1 for all. So removed all. So your data is removed all. So after removing, the 30 is completely removed from entire list. Case number 3. Case number 3. Okay, now this time I want to remove 3000. Okay, now press 0 or 1. 0. So okay, so 3000 is there. So it should take let me check this case, why it's not working. If m double equal to 0, if n in L, m double equals to 0. Okay, so here you have to use this condition over here. Okay, you have to take this else part over here. Control X, okay, and control V. Okay, this time it will work fine. Now understand it. Okay, let's suppose I am removing that item which is not available. 4000 is not available, so 0 I am pressing. No, item not there, so you can check it out. The list is entirely same, item not there. I got this message, the item that you want to remove, that is not there. So this is the way by which you can handle the scenario. Okay, I think this is the complete solution for this kind of problem. Press 0 if you want. Smart problem, basically smart solution for the problem. I am asking from the user how many times that you want to remove, only one or all. So this can be so ask from the user, and iterate this loop on that particular point of time. You can ask from the user. You can ask from the user. Press 0 if you want to remove one. Press 1 if you want to remove all. Press 2 if you want to run the, if you want to remove the user choice value. So extend this problem as much as you can. So that's your assignment. You have to implement one more for loop over here. That's it, nothing else. So this is the logic. Okay. So what I am taking over here, press 2 if you want to remove specific. Okay, so I am asking from the user. If press 2 if you want to remove specific items. So 0 I handle, 1 I handled. Now what you have to do? Okay, elif m double equals to 2. So I item is equal to input of how many you want to. So first, prior to do this, just display to the user total how many items are there. Okay, total items are, and we know the count, we already counted the items. Print total, rather than 2 items, make it more smart. Total, this one, and R, this one, comma, R, comma, C. Okay, count value. So after that, print input. How many? Okay, how? Int of input of how many you want. How many you want to delete. So the next one is user will tell how many I want to delete. Okay, inside how. 4. Now same logic. 4, Control C and Control V. So again I am handling the situation. If, okay, if n in L, okay, then perform this. Okay, and removed this much items. Okay, and I am using over here f string, and then you have to pass over here how. Okay, so Control S. Now run this, let's see it's work or not. Okay, what do you want to remove? Okay, I want to remove 20. No, I want to remove 30. Okay, so press 0 if you want to remove only one, press 1 if you want to remove, or press 2 if you want to remove specific. Okay, so I am taking this time 2. So total items are 5. How many you want to delete? Okay, I want to remove 3. Okay, I want to remove 3. So 3 items. So 3, remove 3 items, and it should be give you 1 second. Let me check what we did over here. 4. Okay, here you have to use how. So this is the mistake that we made over here. Okay, now what do you want to remove? 30. That's good. Okay, I am asking from user how many you want to delete. Okay, I want to delete only 3. That's it. Now check it out. After processing, remove 3 items. After processing, that you are getting 10, 20, 30, 30, because 3 items has been removed out. One more time that we are running it this time, and I want to remove 30. Again, how many? I will ask from the user how many. This time I want to remove 4. So now you will get the appropriate item. So this one is the complete solution for the same, whatever you are looking for. Okay, so this one is the complete solution. So this one is the complete solution. Now understand this point. So then watch my video and then try to observe this scenario, what exactly I did over here. So it's, you cannot understand into one shot. Okay, so take time. I will share the video with you guys, and watch my video, then you will automatically understand what I did. Run step by step. Okay, so now your problem is sorted out. Ajay sir, everything is fine? This one is your problem statement, Ajay sir. Don't worry about it. Sorry, one. That's great. Okay, so back to the point. The next is, I think we should stop over here. It's more than enough today. What do you say? What do you say? Yes, because it is more, you know, try whatever the, you know, the what I say, the problems that I, you know, the methods, basically the method I explained to you guys, kindly try to implement by your own. Until unless you won't implement, you will not get the clarity. Whatever the, I think we discussed about the 10 to 12 methods, and there are remaining 10 to 12 methods are remaining. We will discuss that method tomorrow. So before come to the tomorrow class, kindly at least one time that you have to try all those methods, and this assignment whatever I cover, and try to improve it more. I think it is fully, you know, the fully improved version. But if you else you want to do inside this, try for the same. So you will learn a lot. So this type of problem, as you give me the problem on the same time, I give you the solution within 10 to 15 minutes, less than 10 to 15 minutes. So this is only for the sake of practice, nothing else. Okay, because I did practice a lot. I make more than thousands of programs, and automatically sometime I am not a James Bond. Don't feel like it. I am not a James Bond. Sometime I also get stuck in somewhere. So it will take time. So as you I think you remember into the, you know, in some of our videos that I got stuck on very simple logic, and after that I solved it. So sometime it can be happen. Don't worry about it. So try to solve problem by your own, take problem by your own, and solve them according to your requirement. So this is the only way to learn the things. So this problem statement, whatever I give you, prior to, you know, watch my video, try to do by your own. If you stuck anywhere, then go to my video. That's the way, you know, to learning the things in great detail. So anything else that you want to ask from me before closing this session? हाँ जी बोलिए सर. हाँ. Yes. नहीं, दोनों देखो, there is huge difference between these two. One is implementing over, one is implementing on the list, and the same thing is implementing on the, on the string. Rather than to keep remember n number of method, let's suppose when I am using the index, okay, the index method. Let's suppose inside string the index method name is index, inside list the index method name is index of list. So it's very difficult to keep remember. So when I ask you index, automatically picture came inside your mind, okay, index mean that will deal with the index. So it will make, more easy. That's it, nothing else. And that's why the function, अब इसको technically मेरे mind में वो concept नहीं आ रहा. The technically term for the same is method overriding. I suppose this concept is called method overriding. I skip this point. This अगर इस चीज को, if you want to understand this thing technically, this technically concept name is called method overriding, where the method name is same, okay, and I am overriding the method. I am giving the some different definition. When I use into this thing, my method is work something else. When I implement the same thing on the list, my method implement is something else. So the base is different, but the name is same. So not exactly the term come inside my mind, but this technically term is called, I am not 100% sure, 90% sure on this case. This concept is technically called method overriding. Yes, you can do, but that's again totally, the answer is diplomatic. It's totally depend upon the situation, that what you want to do. That is more important. Anyone else? Ajay sir, any question from your side? Mohammed sir, any question? Sanveer sir, any question? Yeah, sure. Okay. Okay, now that concept is called typecasting concept. Okay, when I use input, okay, enter any number, okay. Now when I ask from the user, when I didn't use input, okay, this time I am not using input. So when I ask this and I am assigning into the x, what is happening over here? Now let's suppose the user enter 10, okay, the user enter 10. Now this 10 is assigned over here in the form of the string, but I don't want this data in the form of the string. I want this data into the form of the int. So for the same that you have to perform the typecasting. This concept is called typecasting, that converting the data from one type to another type. And I am specifically telling that whatever value user enter, that value should be converted into the integer. So this is the concept of typecasting basically. So this is depend upon the requirement. Not every time that you have to do the conversion. Okay, for the case of the name, you are asking from the user what is your name and you are trying to convert it into the integer, then you will get the error message. That is not feasible. How a name can be into the integer? So this is the common sense. Okay, so keep this point into the mind when you are solving the problems. Whenever you require the integer, whenever you are performing the calculator, then definitely you need some kind of integer values. Okay. हाँ जी सर. Sir, there is no book. I never follow the books. Try to follow the internet only. To be honest, I don't know the name of exact book. I will suggest you, okay, go for this book, because I don't know. Okay, if you find, try to search on the internet. If you find good one, then please let me know also. I will also try to read out the context from that. But there is my book. Yeah, I already told you I have my own book that is written by me. Okay, if I show you guys, then this one is the book that is written by me. Okay, this is the complete book, and this is approximately, the pages are there 334 pages. So this complete book is written, but this is not available into the market. Okay, so I don't, yeah, sorry सर, एक्चुअली मैं इसको पोस्ट नहीं कर सकता क्योंकि ये मेरी द पर्सनल प्रॉपर्टी, क्योंकि पब्लिश नहीं है. यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड दिस थिंग बेटर ना, क्योंकि ये मेरी पब्लिश नहीं है, तो आई कैन नॉट डू दिस एक्टिविटी. बट यस मेरे हैंड रिटन नोट्स हैं. आई हैव आल्सो माई हैंड रिटन नोट्स. कुछ हैं लेकिन सारे नहीं हैं. सो आई विल शेयर दैट नोट्स विद यू. Sir, go over internet. Try to solve HackerRank, Hackathon. There are a number of websites. You can find it out from there. So, I am doing programming for last 10 years or might be into the 12 years. So in my whole 12 years, there are 1,000 programs. They are very less. As if I compare with 12 years of experience, and if I say it's 1,000, it's very less. But exactly, I start my programming career in 2015. In 2015, I started with these kind of things. I start my career with Hadoop, then moved to Python, machine learning, data. Now, upcoming, I'm planning to give the examination of the Microsoft Azure. That is again highly required into the industries for the non-technical persons. The non-technical person can learn this kind of things as well very easily. Cloud computing basically. So I'm planning for the same as well. I am also making my website. Earlier my website, you can see. Let me first